Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, unlearning of love, serving food to what those two, rising every beat and it's Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
John is 52 years old. He earns $94,000 a year. A good salary, not a spectacular one. But here is the strange part. John has never made a budget in his life. He has never tracked a single coffee. He could not tell you what he spent last Tuesday if you paid him. And yet John has $840,000 saved. Now meet Diana. Diana is 34. She earns $112,000 a year. More than John has ever made. Diana budgets everything. She tracks every dollar across 3 different apps. And Diana has $4,000 to her name. Same country, same economy. Same rising prices on everything. One of them is winning by a margin that looks almost impossible. And the difference between them is not income. It is not discipline. It is not some secret stock nobody told you about. The difference is a single decision both of them make, or fail to make, in the 60 seconds after their paycheck lands in the account. That decision is the best financial advice you will ever hear, and almost nobody actually follows it. So let us talk about what really happens on payday. Most people think payday is a finish line. The money arrives, and a quiet relief washes over them. The danger is hidden inside that relief. Because the moment that money hits your checking account, it stops feeling like a tool and starts feeling like permission. Permission to breathe. Permission to spend. And the numbers show exactly where that leads. 68% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that number includes people earning 6 figures. 44% of workers earning more than $100,000 a year say they have little or nothing left at the end of the month. Read that again. Nearly half of 6-figure earners are running on empty. This is not a poverty story. This is a
That's why you couldn't hear us. You probably hear us better now. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on with us this morning. We're going to pull it up again. We'll ring it back. I know this is never, this information is not something that you can't listen to or hear afterwards. Let's do it. Because we got to get this in here, out here to the peoples.
People need to hear it.
Yeah. And to use it. That's the most important thing. When it's understood, to use it. Because we know a lot of things, but until you use what you know, it doesn't matter. It's just information. Let's get it popping again. Uh-oh, my bad. Put him back. Put him back. All right, so we're going to start again.
But here is the strange part. John has never made a budget.
Let's go.
Meet John. John is 52 years old. He earns $94,000 a year. A good salary, not a spectacular one. But here is the strange part. John has never made a budget in his life. He has never tracked a single coffee. He could not tell you what he spent last Tuesday if you paid him. And yet John has $840,000 saved. Now meet Diana. Diana is 34. She earns $112,000 a year. More than John has ever made. Diana budgets everything. She tracks every dollar across 3 different apps. And Diana has $4,000 to her name. Same country, same economy. Same rising prices on everything. One of them is winning by a margin that looks almost impossible. And the difference between them is not income. It is not discipline. It is not some secret stock nobody told you about. The difference is a single decision both of them make, or fail to make, in the 60 seconds after their paycheck lands in the account. That decision is the best financial advice you will ever hear, and almost nobody actually follows it. So let us talk about what really happens on payday. Most people think payday is a finish line. The money arrives, and a quiet relief washes over them. The danger is hidden inside that relief. Because the moment that money hits your checking account, it stops feeling like a tool and starts feeling like permission. Permission to breathe. Permission to spend. And the numbers show exactly where that leads. 68% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that number includes people earning 6 figures. 44% of workers earning more than $100,000 a year say they have little or nothing left at the end of the month. Read that again. Nearly half of 6-figure earners are running on empty. This is not a poverty story. This is a routing story. The money is coming in. It is simply leaving in the wrong order, through the wrong door, before it is ever told where to go. People assume the problem is that they do not earn enough. For most of them, the real problem is what they do in the first hour after they get paid. Here is what the data shows. Let us keep this fair and let us make it concrete. John and Diana are not that different on paper. John takes home about $5,400 a month. After taxes, Diana takes home about $6,300 a month. By raw cash flow, Diana wins every single month. She has $900 more landing in her account than John does. If money were a race of who earns the most, Diana laps him. But money is not a race of earning. It is a race of routing. Watch what each of them does in the 60 seconds after the deposit hits. Diana opens her banking app and feels good. The balance is high. She mentally files the bills she knows are coming. Rent, the car, the credit card minimum. Then she lives. She spends from the top of the account, freely, all month long, and whatever survives until the next payday, she tells herself she will save. Some months that leftover is $300. Some months it is nothing. Some months it is below nothing. Now watch John. The moment his paycheck lands, money starts moving, automatically before he is even awake. A fixed amount leaves for his retirement account. A fixed amount leaves for his emergency fund. A fixed amount leaves for his long-term investments. By the time John looks at his checking account, the money he is allowed to spend is already the only money there. He is not more disciplined than Diana. He has simply made discipline unnecessary. His system spends his willpower for him while he sleeps. This is the whole game. Diana saves what is left after she spends. John spends what is left after he saves.
We're having the most weird
Hydrate the sludge,
day
you put it in these little cookies, you hit
when
the
it
cookies
comes
with the flame,
to
and guess what comes out?
tech.
Pure gold bars. All jewelry has been turned into pure
I'm
gold.
not
Got the
sure
diamonds out.
what
Now
is
I'm gonna hand
happening.
over that gold and
So guys,
forget
I
that.
gotta get
Huge.
control of my system. It doesn't appear.
Spicy.com.
I
We're
hope
gonna
you
cook
guys.
up this gold, but we're not using fire. We're using chemistry. This
Hold
is
on one
old,
second.
old
So we're
jewelry
gonna
that
have to
hasn't
check
sold
this.
in a while.
Some
We're
odd
gonna
reason the
use
show is
citric
being
acid, and
interrupted
then we're gonna add
by another
hydrochloric
tech.
acid. The chemical mixture dissolves the gold.
There we go. Now we have the culprit. Now we have the culprit. All right, having a weird tech day. You think there's something in the ether out there trying to stop us from getting this good information and making it solid? What do you think? I wonder. Sometimes the adversary is going to rear their little head in the form of tech. But you know what we don't do?
We don't
quit and we don't back down. Let's get it popping. One more time and we'll go from where we finished off because we want to see what John does. I want to see what John does that's different. I want to see just how he got literally 100+ times the money girlfriend did with almost 2 times his paycheck.
Because
All right.
the information is there.
I want to know what the facts are, and I want to present them properly and share with you guys what's going down with that. I mean, honestly speaking, I know this. I know what John is doing. Maybe not on John's level, because I wasn't there yet, but I'm loving it. With the same movements, you can get there too. So let's give you back the sound. Let's get this popping and make sure that everyone can hear and see. That's right. Guys, we don't panic. We just handle it. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Okay, so we're about to hop back in. Okay, I got this. We got him up. We got John up. I'm gonna get him set up on the screen again. Here we go. Share that plus the sound. Let's go. Make sure John is in play. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna find out what exactly does John do the minute his paycheck hits the account. Let's see. All right.
Turn the sound.
Oh, the sound is on.
There's an X on it.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. Yeah, that was to make sure the commercials didn't get in, because the commercials be trying to play games. Are we ready? One more game.
$900 more landing in her account than John does. If money were a race of who earns the most, Diana laps him. But money is not a race of earning. It is a race of routing. Watch what each of them does in the 60 seconds after the deposit hits. Diana opens her banking app and feels good. The balance is high. She mentally files the bills she knows are coming. Rent, the car, the credit card minimum. Then she lives. She spends from the top of the account, freely, all month long, and whatever survives until the next payday, she tells herself she will save. Some months that leftover is $300. Some months it is nothing. Some months it is below nothing. Now watch John. The moment his paycheck lands, money starts moving, automatically before he is even awake. A fixed amount leaves for his retirement account. A fixed amount leaves for his emergency fund. A fixed amount leaves for his long-term investments. By the time John looks at his checking account, the money he is allowed to spend is already the only money there. He is not more disciplined than Diana. He has simply made discipline unnecessary. His system spends his willpower for him while he sleeps. This is the whole game. Diana saves what is left after she spends. John spends what is left after he saves. Those two sentences sound almost identical. They produce two completely different lives. Meet Carla, John's coworker. Carla is 32, earns $68,000, and 3 years ago she copied John's exact setup. Meet Maya, 28, who just landed her first real job at $52,000 and is about to learn this. For the first time, 4 people, 4 paychecks. The order they move their money will decide everything. Here is what nobody tells you about willpower. Willpower is not a savings strategy. It is a tax you pay every single day and it runs out. Every time Diana opens her banking app and sees $4,000 sitting there, she has to decide consciously not to spend it. She has to make that decision again at lunch, again at the checkout, again when the sale email arrives. Most people lose this fight not because they are weak, but because the fight never ends. The account is full, the temptation is constant, and the human brain is simply not built to say no 200 times a month. John removed the fight entirely. His savings left the account before his brain ever registered them as available. You cannot spend money you never saw. That is not a motivational quote. That is the mechanical reason pay yourself first works when budgeting apps fail. The fix is one setting. You log into your bank and you schedule an automatic transfer for the same day your paycheck arrives. Not the end of the month. The same day. The money moves into savings and investments before it ever touches the part of your brain that wants things. Most people try to save with their willpower. The wealthy save with their calendar. Let me show you what that calendar actually does over time, because the gap is bigger than it looks. John started automating $800 a month into investments when he was 32. Not a heroic amount, less than the cost of his old car payment. He never raised it dramatically. He just never turned it off. At a long-run average market return, those automatic transfers quietly compounded for 2 decades into the bulk of his $840,000. He did not pick winning stocks. He did not time a single market dip. He simply moved money first, every payday for 20 years, and let compounding do something his willpower never could. Now compare Diana. Diana has saved on and off the entire time. The problem is the on and off. She saves $300 one month, then raids it the next, then starts over, then stops. Her money never gets to sit long enough to compound. Compounding rewards consistency far more than it rewards size. And automation is the only reliable way humans stay consistent. A small amount that never stops beats a large amount that keeps starting over. That is the quiet engine under everything John has built. Now here's the free money most people walk straight past. If your job offers a retirement match, your employer is handing you a raise that you have to reach out and take. And most people do not take it. Here is how a match works. You put in a percentage of your pay, and your employer puts in money on top of it. Free, just for participating. A common match is your employer adding 50 cents or a full dollar for every dollar. You contribute up to a limit. That is an instant 50 to 100% return on your money before it is invested in anything. There is no other place on earth that hands you that. And yet, 1 in 4 workers fail to contribute enough to capture the full match. Sit with that number. 25% of people are leaving free money on the table every single paycheck. Across the country, that adds up to roughly $24 billion in unclaimed employer matches every year. The typical worker who misses the full match leaves about $1,336 on the table annually. That sounds small. It is not. Over 20 years with growth. That missed match alone is worth around $42,855. That is a car. That is a year of retirement. Walked past every payday because nobody told them to grab it first. And it is worst for the people who can least afford it. 42% of workers earning under $40,000 miss the full match. Workers under 30 are twice as likely to miss it as workers over 60. The youngest, lowest earners are the ones leaving the most free money behind. So the first move on payday is not to pay a bill. It is to capture every cent of that match. Maya, on her very first paycheck, sets her contribution to exactly the percentage that grabs her full company match. She feels the paycheck get a little smaller. She does it anyway. That small sacrifice is the highest return decision she will make all year. Run the numbers and nothing else comes close. Carla is the proof. 3 years ago, Carla was contributing $0 to her retirement account. Her employer offered a dollar-for-dollar match up to 5% of her pay. On her $68,000 salary, that was $3,400 of free money, sitting there that she was walking past every single year. She thought she could not afford to contribute. The truth was the opposite. She could not afford not to. The day she copied John's setup, she turned on a 5% contribution and captured the full match. Overnight, her effective savings rate did not go to 5%. It went to 10%, because her employer matched every cent. She found money she did not know she had simply by reaching out and taking what was already being offered. Most people leave that money on the table for years and call it being responsible. It is the most expensive habit they own. There is a friend in this story too, and he is the cautionary tale. Mark is 30, earns $60,000, and Mark has tried everything. He has downloaded 6 different budgeting apps in 2 years. He color codes his spending. He starts every month with a beautiful plan and a fresh spreadsheet. And Mark has nothing saved because every single one of his systems depends on him deciding, in the moment, not to spend. The apps track the money after it is already in his hands, when the war is already lost. They tell him he overspent on Friday. They never stop him on Friday. This is the fatal flaw in almost every budgeting tool. They are scoreboards, not gates. They report the damage instead of preventing it. Mark does not need more information about his spending. He needs the money gone before he can touch it. The day Mark finally set up a single automatic transfer for payday, he did more for his finances than 2 years of apps ever did, because automation does not depend on him being strong on a Friday night. It simply moves the money while he sleeps. Now here is the order that feels wrong, but actually works. Most people, the moment they get serious about money, attack their debt first. It feels responsible. It feels moral. And it is mostly right, except for one step that comes before it. You capture the employer match before you throw extra money at high-interest debt. This sounds insane the first time you hear it. How can saving come before paying off a credit card? Charging? 24%. Here is the math that breaks the intuition. A dollar match is an instant 100% return. Paying off a 24% credit card saves you 24%. 100 beats 24. Even a 50-cent match, a 50% instant return, beats almost any interest rate you will ever carry. So the order is precise. First, contribute just enough to capture the full match. And not a dollar more yet. Then stop and turn all your remaining firepower on high-interest debt. Credit cards, payday loans, anything above roughly a 10% rate. That debt is a fire. It burns faster than almost anything can grow. So you grab the free money that beats it, then you put the fire out completely before you do anything else. Most people get this backwards. They either ignore the match while killing debt, or they invest everywhere while the credit card quietly eats them alive. The order is the strategy. Now here is the number that quietly protects everything else you build. The emergency fund. Once the match is captured and the high-interest debt is dead, the next dollars go here. And this is the step that keeps you from falling all the way back down. An emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. Sitting in a boring savings account, doing nothing exciting, waiting, and almost nobody has it. 59% of Americans do not have enough saved to cover a single $1,000 emergency. Nearly half have no emergency fund at all. So when the car dies, when the tooth cracks, when the job disappears, they reach for the only tool left, the credit card. And just like that, they are back on the 24% fire they may have just escaped. The emergency fund is the wall that stops that fall. John keeps 6 months of expenses in cash. It has never made him rich. It has done something more important. It has kept him from ever going backwards. Diana has no wall, so every surprise becomes new debt, and every year she runs in place. The emergency fund is not an investment. It is the thing that protects every investment you will ever make. And here is the small detail that makes a real difference. Where you keep that emergency fund matters almost as much as having it. Most people let it sit in a regular checking account earning almost nothing, where it is also too easy to spend by accident. The better move is a separate high-yield savings account, ideally at a different bank from your checking. 2 things happen. First, the money earns a real return just for sitting there. A few $100s a year on a $10,000 balance for doing absolutely nothing. Second, and more importantly, the friction protects you from yourself. When the money lives somewhere you cannot see it and cannot tap in 2 clicks, you stop accidentally spending your own safety net. Diana kept her so-called savings in the same account she spent from, so it was never really savings at all. It was just spending she had not done yet. John keeps his wall in a separate account he almost never logs into. Out of sight, out of reach, quietly earning, that is the difference between money that protects you and money that just happens to still be there. Now here is the account, the quietly wealthy fund, without ever bragging about it. Once the match is captured, the high-interest debt is gone, and the emergency wall is built. The next dollars on payday go into tax-advantaged retirement accounts, and the order here matters too. A Roth account lets your money grow, and you pay 0 tax when you pull it out in retirement. A health savings account, if you qualify, is arguably even better. Money goes in untaxed, grows untaxed, and comes out untaxed for medical costs. These are the closest things to legal magic the tax code offers. John has been quietly maxing these for 2 decades. He never talked about it. He never posted about it. He just routed money into them every payday, automatically, and let 30 years of compounding do the loud work in silence. The wealthy are not louder than you. They are just more automatic than you. And the tax savings are not small. Every dollar John routed into these accounts grew without the government taking a cut along the way. Over 30 years, that difference alone, paying tax once instead of every year, can mean hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the same person's account for the exact same contributions. He did not earn more than Diana to get there. He just let the right accounts do the quiet, tax-free heavy lifting while she paid full price on everything she touched. Now here is the trap that scales with your income. And it is the reason Diana earns more than John but has less. It is called lifestyle creep, and it is the silent killer of high earners. Here is how it works. You get a raise. The raise feels like freedom. So your spending quietly rises to match the new income. A nicer car, a bigger apartment, the upgraded everything. Within a few months, the raise is gone, fully absorbed, and you feel exactly as stretched as you did before. This is why a person earning $150,000 can feel the same paycheck-to-paycheck panic as someone earning $50,000 just with a more expensive car payment. 20% of households earning over $150,000 still say they are stuck in the cycle. Diana did everything society told her to do. She earned more, and every time she earned more, her life quietly got more expensive and her savings stayed flat. John did the opposite. Every time John got a raise, he sent most of it straight into his automatic transfers before his lifestyle ever saw it. He let his income grow and refused to let his spending chase it. Here is what nobody tells you about raises. A raise is not money. A raise is a fork in the road. One path automates it before you feel it. The other path lets it evaporate into a slightly nicer life you will not even remember. Now let us put a single number on the whole system, because there is one. The target is to route about 25% of your gross income into your future every payday before you spend a cent of the rest. That is the savings rate the math rewards. It sounds steep. You do not start there. Maya starts at the match, maybe 6%, and climbs 1 percentage point every time she gets a raise, so she never feels the squeeze. Carla, in 3 years, climbed from 8% to 19% and barely noticed, because she raised it on raise days when the new money never hit her lifestyle. The 25% is the destination. Automation is the road. And the order? Match, then high-interest debt, then emergency fund, then tax-advantaged accounts, is the map that keeps every dollar going to the highest return job available the instant it arrives. Let me walk you through one real payday, Mayas, so the whole system stops being abstract. Maya gets paid $2,000 after taxes, twice a month. The old way, she would see $4,000 a month and spend down from the top until it was gone. The new way, the moment each $2,000 lands, the machine goes to work before she is even awake. First, her retirement contribution has already grabbed her full employer match. That came out before the money ever hit her checking. Next, a small automatic transfer pushes $150 into her separate emergency fund account. Then another automatic transfer sends $100 into her Roth. By the time Maya opens her banking app over coffee, the number she sees is already the number she is allowed to spend. There is no decision left to make, no willpower required. She did not budget harder than anyone else. She just stood the system up once and let it run. That is what doing this when you get paid actually looks like in practice. It is not heroic. It is a handful of settings you turn on one evening and almost never touch again. Now you might hear all of this and think it sounds too simple. That was Diana's father's objection too. He grew up being told the secret was simple. Just spend less than you earn, save the difference, do not be foolish. And he is not wrong exactly. But notice what that advice quietly assumes. It assumes you will save the difference on purpose, by hand, with discipline, month after month, for 40 years. It puts the entire weight of your future on the weakest tool you own, which is your willpower at the exact moment you are tired, and the thing you want is right in front of you. The old advice is correct about the destination and silent about the road. Pay yourself first is the same wisdom, finally given a working engine. It does not ask you to be disciplined 40,000 times. It asks you to be disciplined once, the evening you set it up, and then it carries the discipline for you for the rest of your life. That is the upgrade. Same goal your grandparents had. A mechanism they never had. Let me put Diana's situation in plain numbers because this is the part that stings. Diana has earned more than John for most of her career. Over 15 years, the extra income she brought in adds up to well over $100,000 more than John ever made. And she has $4,000 to show for it. John, earning less the whole way, has $840,000. That is not a small gap. That is two completely different retirements, built from nearly the same raw materials. Diana did not lose that money in a crash. No villain stole it. It simply leaked out, a little every payday, through an account she spent from before she ever saved from. 15 years of higher income, routed in the wrong order, produced less than 15 years of lower income routed in the right one. If you ever needed proof that the order matters more than the amount, that is it. Diana is not behind because she earned too little. She is behind because her money was never told where to go before she could spend it. So here's the twist, and it is the part almost nobody gets. The best financial advice you will ever hear is not save more. It is not earn more. It is not cut your coffee or track your lattes or download another budgeting app that you will abandon in 9 days. The best financial advice is this: change the order your money moves. That is it. That is the entire secret that separates John from Diana. They earn similar money. They live in the same world. The only difference is that John's money is told where to go before he can feel it land, and Diana's money is spent before it is ever assigned a job. You do not have a spending problem. You have an order problem. And an order problem has a one-evening fix. Tonight, you log into your bank. You set one automatic transfer for the day you get paid. You set your retirement contribution to capture every cent of your match. And from that day forward, you become the person who pays themselves first, before the world gets its hands on your paycheck. Money you never see is money you never miss. The willpower battle that Diana fights and loses 200 times. A month John simply never has to fight. He automated the decision once, years ago, and it has been quietly making him wealthy ever since. Most people will hear this and nod and change nothing. The ones who win are the ones who open the bank app tonight, while it still stings a little, and move the money first. So the next time someone tells you the secret to wealth is a hot stock, or a side hustle, or some complicated trick, ask them one question. What happens in the first 60 seconds after you get paid? Because that answer, not your income, not your IQ, not your luck, is the single thing that decides whether you end up like John or like Diana. Do this when you get paid. Pay yourself first, automatically, in the right order, before you ever see the money. If this showed you something about your paycheck you had never noticed, subscribe to Desmond Wealth and turn on the bell. We break down the hidden math behind the financial decisions you face every day, and make the decision that matches your reality, not someone else's sales pitch.
Right. Wow.
Thank you,
I
Desmond.
sure
Thank
hope-
you, Desmond.
Yes, thank you, Desmond. And I look forward to definitely clicking the bell and getting my notifications or updates, because I want to share something with you. These aren't resources. Look, there's nothing private about these resources. Go right to YouTube, Desmond Wealth, get on it. Okay. We
Most
teach
definitely.
digital financial literacy. We teach the how-to, hands-on, step-by-step of the technology, how to control, how to build, and how to feel empowered with technology in this financial day, this financial literacy
And
day.
these some of the things that we heard in the video today.
Yeah, we
Are
got some
very-
points. Oh my God, we got some
You know,
points.
one of our favorite subjects, we say, pay yourself first, you know.
And that's not rhetoric. Oh God, I hate how people make it seem as though that's some sort of saying. It's not a saying. It's instructions on getting to what you want.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know, but what he just talked about it. Pay yourself first is not, or it also has to be pay yourself first on an automated basis. You
Yes.
have to, that's about the only thing I think you would want to be able to set it and forget, but you still have to pay attention to what it's doing.
Absolutely.
I teach people how to figure out what it is that they want to put these things into, because we are in a financial terrain that is constantly changing. The money system, the structure of the financial system itself, it's one thing not to have a lot of money, but it's another thing to have a lot of something that's losing value.
Absolutely.
And you don't know that you're continuously losing value while saving. That's disheartening, isn't it?
That's the biggest thing. And one of the things he said, I thought was like,
Mhm.
we have these money accounts that we're saving in, and it's leaking, and you don't even realize the leak is coming out because you're using it the wrong way, or using it the way you think it makes sense. I gotta
like the
say,
system though.
I did. The idea of putting your emergency fund in your savings account and operating from the same account.
Well, there are alternatives for that. There are ways.
Yeah.
So what we teach in our platform is a full range of assets in your portfolio, not just one thing or everything being dollar denominated. And knowing what dollar denominated means everything. If
Yes.
you don't know what dollar denominated means, then you probably are wondering why all of your accounts seem to be like they're not making enough, and you're still working and you're still filling them. Well, we believe that that the wealthy do something, and we don't believe, but we actually know this because they're constantly telling us get different things.
Yep.
You want land, you want crypto, you want what do you call? You want gold and silver, you want physical outside of paper, because paper products are all done not dollar denominated.
Yeah.
Anything that pays out to a dollar value only and doesn't grow, doesn't have the ability to grow past a dollar. I would love, I love this. If they paid me in Mona Lisas, that would be wonderful. Only the Mona Lisas, if I had more than one, it would bring the value of a Mona Lisa down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. We got to figure it out, people. How and what is value? That's why I love teaching the way I do, because it's a plain old conversation. It's not like my mom, like I said on Wednesday, my mother used to say stuff like, don't fall for the okie doke. That's not straight English. That's not clear. It doesn't make any sense to someone, especially when I was a child. That was ridiculous. 7.
Yeah,
What's an okie doke?
It didn't land to about 21, 22 years old if you were lucky.
Yeah, and until, I mean, honestly speaking, it took quite a bit of experience in life. And I don't want to wait. I want to be able to understand the things that are here for me now, right? You guys want to get it now, get the information, because you live in the information age.
I was laughing this morning, I was working on my system.
You got to speak up, honey.
I'm sorry,
I
I forget that all the time.
Yeah.
I was laughing this morning because I was working on my system, and a post came across my page. It said, and if you had 60 seconds to make a decision and I handed you $2 million, what would you do with it first? And
run! I'm just kidding.
No, I glanced at it. The first 4 statements on that page was buy a car, buy a house, go on take my family on a trip.
Ooh.
And I was so disheartened by that. I was very much disheartened.
Well, that's how people think. If they've never understood that money is a tool, or it will be gone soon.
Yeah.
If they've never heard about the process of building on your assets, if you gave me in 60 seconds, what would I make a decision to do? Y'all know I already got the plan. Because I understand what money is. But how many people don't, and they all live in that space of how it works? They just spend it because that's what you've been taught since birth. You've been taught the commerce system.
You've been taught free money.
Yeah, well, I can't say free money. I can only say that money is for spending. That's what you've been taught. But money is for use. It's for building. It's like a seed in the ground. And you want to keep building up to have more seeds. And I love it because, I recently had some great watermelon. It was awesome. And I realized, and it's like a little light bulb went off in my head. I love going to, shout out to the Black Seed Watermelon brothers out here in Harlem. And I hope you guys got a Black Seed watermelon brothers in your neighborhood, because it's a really beautiful business where you have some brothers that actually have a watermelon farm down south. And I don't think you guys understand concept of sowing and reaping. And so in my neighborhood where we have a bunch of stores with watermelon, so super cheap, I get a $5 watermelon, big old thing, and it's all seedless. Problem is after that watermelon, I have to keep buying a watermelon from someone who actually owns the seeds.
Mm-hmm.
But I now have 150 seeds. That means I have not one watermelon, but I have the potential for a watermelon farm in each seed. Y'all get that? I'd rather buy the watermelon at $25 that gives me an opportunity to have 25 more watermelons. And then some.
Does that land for you guys? I want you to really hear what she's saying. It's the same principle of sowing and reaping. You did it. You read it in the Bible, you read it in the Torah, whatever you happen to read.
That's what your money's for. Your money is seeds that have to build that have to grow trees. So if you spent it on vacation, or you bought a house, and of course, if you bought a house that you live in, you just now own a liability because you still have to pay for it.
And funny thing, I laugh about it because people buy houses and don't really understand what it is to have a house. So
my plan, and I want to answer the question.
Go ahead.
Our plan, my plan is, my plan, if you give me $2 million and I've got 60 seconds to decide what to do with it, I'm already purchasing. First of all, I'm not purchasing a thing. I'm taking out a loan. I'm actually putting the money into a high yield account, and then I'm going to get my high yield in there and then take about 70% out in a loan, because that loan is going to go straight out tax-free, by the way, tax-free, same money. Yes, to go and invest in my multifamily properties. Oh, yeah, business. See, I get to live scot-free on land that I don't own, my corporation owns. Yes, come on now, somebody. We talking strategy, baby. And at that time, I'm done, because I'm now building finances in a place that I live. Because your biggest expense is how you live.
How you live and
your living expenses, your rent, your mortgage, and all the things that go into keeping you alive for a day, is the highest expense that you have, short of probably your tax. And most people don't realize that. You are under the gun because you don't know the numbers, your numbers, and you don't know that order of savings. You tell me, I'm trying. I know you're trying, baby. It's just you're doing it the wrong way. When we teach babies how to walk, if they keep walking backwards, is that still walking? Yes, it is still walking. It's just they're not getting where they want to go. And that's the goal. That's the point, right, guys? The point is getting where you want to go. Screw all of the activities. Screw all the stuff you think you can see. Forget all the facts and all the apps that you got and the stuff that's made to make you do what you're supposed to do. How about we start doing things effectively?
It's okay to stumble, but you want to stumble forward always.
I got to talk to you about that later. That's going to be something. I got to talk to you about that later. Woo! Stumbling forward. That's powerful. Because every time we fall back, it takes time away. Now, that's the one thing. I don't know how many of y'all got time to spare. Y'all just got time on a loop. It just keep coming for you no matter what. No, time doesn't keep coming for you. Time keeps moving. And what you do with that time matters, because it is depleting your life. You only have but so long, and you don't even know how long that is. And you got all this stuff you want to do. But my question is, are you doing with your time that which acquires what you're trying to get to? See, and most of us don't know. We promote financial literacy. I promote all literacy. So in digital financial literacy, you're going to learn a lot about life. You're going to learn a lot about a lot of things, a lot more than just money, way more than money.
Life is a real thing with financial literacy. It's kind of it's the joint that holds it together. Literacy, English, reading. You know, I was.
That's right.
Uh,
You have, so there's things that we have got to start. First of all, let's identify who we are. Let's start talking about the real me. Who am I? Because a lot of people, I'm like this is who I am, and all of that. My question is that who you want to be? Is that are you acquiring the person or life or the things that you say you want through who you've been? So what you are seeing there is some people who you had one person who did it a certain way that helped him not have to be anybody. Did you notice that? Because he decided to set things up to get to his goal. He didn't have to be something every paycheck.
No.
He didn't have to be disciplined every paycheck. He preset his discipline and he made success happen over time.
Didn't have to recreate the wheel once it was laid
I
out.
sure hope anybody that want that video, it's on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me try to pull that up for them. I want y'all to see it. Look, I want you to be able to watch that from beginning to end. Break it down. Go in. I'm serious. And then join us on a Wednesday because I'm trying to tell you, we go in.
I think we should replay that again on another day.
I think we should do it on Wednesday. And I like to make like master classes and workshops and stuff. So I want you guys to know you've been invited a long time. I invite everybody to our sessions on all the days that we have classes. We have Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. You guys are welcome to come into a free Zoom. Just go to the website, click on the Wednesday Zoom. The link is right at the bottom. You see the little flyer. Right now we have a temporary site up, so I'm just gonna make sure y'all understand. I'll see you on Wednesday. So we have a let me see. Here we go. Our Wednesday. It's my Wednesday flyer. I'm sorry. I'll get it up. Don't you worry about that. But I want to make sure that you guys get that we are here. This is really going down. The community is really building. Clarity is being had. Questions are being asked. Folks are learning about new things that are available in this new tech age. We having conversations that come to literally just like a mind bank, just building up. And we haven't ordered the things. Why you're not, why you working so hard and not getting ahead? Anybody wonder that?
What's the missing?
What is the missing? What makes it work? What can make it work? What can you do different? Is anyone in the mode of actually asking questions, or are we assuming we got that? Because every time I've assumed I got that, I found out I ain't had it.
Absolutely.
I didn't have it in such a way. Mr. Thomas, think about it.
Look, been there, done that. Look, we have this thing going on right now with the thing in retrograde in technology today. What can I tell you?
I am so done. I'm trying to tell you, every Wednesday we have something called crypto and business, because your life is a business. How to learn how to accept crypto for your business is more like how to manage. You get the whole works. You don't just get how to buy, but also how to utilize it. You're going to get the inside scoop about why this is where the world is going. You've got billionaires and millionaires out here that are talking us language that you don't understand. Would you like to know what's going on? Would you like to know how is it supposed to benefit instead of being afraid? And no, I don't sell anything. We teach digital financial literacy. You want to come to a class, you can purchase the class. Come in, purchase your membership to the class that you want to take. When you've made a clear decision that this is something that helps you. See, because unfortunately, everybody out here trying to sell you something. I love my community because they show you value before they sell you a product or a service. I'm around people who actually put out what they do. And they show you how they let you decide if this is valuable to you. They show you what they got. You decide if this is what you want, and y'all move forward and you get what you came for. Remember, this is Pay It Forward Friday. This is about getting what you want out of the life you live. Y'all get that? You're here for a reason on this planet. And you ain't here by yourself. Otherwise, you would have your own dang planet. So since you were put here with trillions of other people, I suggest you start doing work. You make yourself strong enough to work with the best. How about we do that?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's get it popping, people. The only way to do that is by having new conversations, meeting new people, learning new things, and being exposed to more than just you know.
Absolutely.
All right. No, it's Cornell. I love it because y'all saw my brother Cornell on Wednesday, had the men's conversation. It was amazing. If you guys missed Wednesday's conversation with our brother Tyrone Steele and Cornell Green, I suggest that you go into P2G. My sister was like, I'm always working when you're on. I'm like, go to the replay. It's YouTube. Check it out on that replay on YouTube. That conversation about the unspoken man.
Yes. That
was definitely powerful.
That was a conversation that needed to be happened years ago. I think that's one of those conversations you need to have right before the commencement of your graduation from high school and college.
Wow. I think that's the case, but the unspoken woman is to come. And I'm looking forward to creating more conversations like that here because you have to be heard as a person, a human being. And so this is why we teach, how we teach from. We teach from who you are. We have to change your mind to change your life. And if you're not willing to change your mind, life's going to look very, very plain and repetitive. And if it currently does that, come to Wednesday night and join us on P2G Networks at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So go to p2gnetworks.com and go check it out. Go to P2G Networks TV and go watch our shows and see some of the really cool Wednesday events that we've had. And make some time for yourself. Make time for self-improvement, self-development.
Just I wanted to thank you to all the people on different platforms. Miss Washington, Miss Belinda, Miss Shelby, glad to see you.
I saw my salty coffee out there.
Auntie Di. Thank you guys.
Our Clapper folks, how you doing? Biker forever. We see you, boo-boos. We see y'all on everything.
Pollyanna 20, I don't know what that means, but okay.
That's what's up.
Thank you for being on with us.
You ain't got to know what it means. It's their name. It's so bad.
But yeah, just thank you guys for being on and supporting the show and being with us.
Yeah.
And I hope every time you come on, you get something you can take and you can use.
This is the table. This is the breakfast table you want to be at. Where family is is where you're at. Not who you were born with, but where you're at. And sometimes the folks that you were born with are at the same table. You bring them, and we welcome them. Because this is a time we need to be together. We need to be more so together than we were before. And this is where we get to do it together. Right, Mr. T? Okay. Look, he having technical difficulties. That's why y'all see him in my box right now. Yeah, he all up in my box.
She's lucky I wanted to come out here today because I was upset by my assistant, but it's okay.
Don't worry, I got you. You see, that's that. So bad.
But all jokes aside, we got a class coming up in 2 weeks.
Oh yes, absolutely.
We got a class coming up in 2 weeks as a master class. Guys,
actually, it's 1 week. We already at the weekend, remember?
Oh, it's 1 week away.
So we are doing a fundraiser, and we want to share this with everybody. We want you all to pass this on and everyone come in. This is not just for businesses. I keep telling everybody, it's not just for businesses. You need it too. You're going to get some really good skills coming out of this amazing class. You'll be able to do I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna do some dope stuff. I really mean it. All right, so that was our July 12th. We have July 25th is a masterclass. For those people who come into crypto and business, there's a masterclass specifically for businesses. And I'm telling everybody, get your time up. $49 goes to help create our August Children's Program.
Yep.
Where we're already gathering families and their children for a 20-seat class. It's $100 a person per child for the whole week. It's a 5-day program, and it's $100 per child. And we're anticipating 20 children. 20 children. I can't do more than that, and I have to hire an assistant. So what I'm sharing with folks is come and get involved. Get what you came for. Learn this strategy. Learn how these things work. Learn how this money moves. And some of y'all think y'all been in my class, so I know everything. You ain't seen nothing yet.
The road is changing constantly.
Very much so. All these years, you may not have been in a class. I'm telling you, you're missing out on this new space. DeFi is doing so many things. Now, for my business owners, those who got a side hustle business, whatever you do cash business, you do tech business, y'all paying app fees for these things, y'all need to be in this class because this is information that will save you, not only save you money, but it'll grow your money and get you new clients. That's the thing most people don't realize. Until you can diversify your payment system, you can't diversify your crowd.
Nope.
I want you to think back to before we had debits and credit cards. There was only cash paying checks. Everybody had a cash, they had checking accounts. But see, the minute someone says they first went into the first, not even debit card, credit card, because that's what came out first.
Credit cards, yeah.
Credit cards came out. The businesses that took on credit cards
First.
made the most money in the beginning because people had access to funds they didn't need to hold physically.
And a lot of the credit cards that first came out were department store cards.
Yep. So that's the money system, or the transfer system is the money system. And the more that you're involved with, especially when you cut the middleman fees, that's what we're going to show you how to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a step-by-step how to cut out the middleman, minimize them to miniature, so you make more money in your business transactions. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it's so funny. I can't say his name, but I just met a gentleman who works for, what's that place that delivers the food?
Instacart.
Instacart. I'm coming out my building, and the gentleman is coming out the building with me. And we were talking about, it wasn't the building, it was a supermarket. And I was like, oh, wow, he's an Instacart guy. He was like, I work for these people, but I don't shop with them. Hold up. They pay him, and he don't use the service. Why? What I saw him do is why. He took a picture in the supermarket of the actual receipt, which doesn't match the receipt you get to pay online for Instacart. You pay about a 25% upcharge for every order, which means that the person or the business that uses Instacart only is losing 25% profits because they got to pay Instacart, so they have to pass it on to you. That's when customers start making other decisions.
And most customers don't even realize this is what's going on.
Until they do, as when we're dealing with, we're in a recession, moving into a depression. If you would like to see how to remove those excesses and start really gaining access to new customer bases, when you can accept crypto as payment transfer direct with minimal fees because they're digital, they're not transactional through third-party companies, you too are going to love it. Then when you learn to do something called custodying your profits, yeah, you need to be in the room. See you on Wednesday, and don't forget to sign up for the masterclass and make sure you support the program.
Come to the program.
So we got to get all our level. And the only way to get to where we're going as a people, as the people, is to have all generations be on this page at once.
You can't be on different platforms.
You can't wait for the kids to save you. I'm sorry. They're not going to do it. They will not get what you don't give them. And so since mommy, grandma, auntie, whoever it is listening now, it is on you to get them to the information if you want to see them have an effect in your future. It is on you to get the information to affect them. They can't do what
they don't see.
There you go. And they're not going to do it if you don't. So with that, I want to say I love you all. We are coming to the top of the hour. We love you. We thank you all for interacting and participating today. I hope you guys got fed well in this information. And I want you to know you're welcome to come back. Reach out to us. We're on p2gnetworks.com. If you type in my bot, you'll get me. I keep telling people that. My bot is like a text. It's a text stream. It connects directly to me. Got questions? You want to do some things, it will connect back to you. But if you don't leave me your information, unfortunately, I will not be able to reach you. Yeah, that happens to be an inside bot for the platform. So if you're not a member of the platform, which you don't have to be, but you can still communicate with me, leave me a way to reach you.
Yep.
A lot of people are like, hey, I got questions and stuff. And then I go, okay, where is that email? and then you never pick up the email that I sent back. So if you wanted me to contact you directly, I do not, let me give you a heads up. No Facebook, no conversations on Facebook. I post, I comment on your posts, but I do not have conversations on Facebook, especially about my business. So we love you, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget, this is what we do and how we do it. We appreciate you. Peace.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Okay, pay it forward Friday. We're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food to what goes to rising at the beat and it Eastern on P2GT.